guys, welcome back. Today I'm out here in the garage. It's really cold and windy outside. It's about 30 degrees with about a 20-25 mile an hour wind. So we're not going to do much outside, but trying to do some cleanup and reorganization here in the garage. And part of that is I got a workbench. That way when I'm in here working on projects, I can actually work up off the floor. And I'm not relying on trying to work on the top of my toolbox, because a lot of times I've got tools and other things set out on that. So this will give me a nice workspace, give me a little bit more storage, and a better place to film when I'm working on small projects that I'm trying to put on YouTube. So this is nothing special, but it is the Yukon 48-inch multi-purpose workbench with, it's got a light on top that I picked up from Harbor Freight. It is $129 normal price, if you can find it, because most of the stores, when they get these things in, they sell them out pretty quick. But for this space, I have about 4 feet between my welder and the door behind me, so that'll work well, and it'll just give me a place where I can get stuff up off the floor, and I can actually film it and have a better view. I can work more comfortably, and I can give you guys a better view. So I'm going to take you through assembling this today, and my initial thoughts, so you can see what it takes to put one of these together and what it ends up looking like when you're done. So do me a favor, don't forget to rate the video when it's over with. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Share this. It may help somebody out, especially if they're looking at something like this. So hang tight. We're going to get this sucker unboxed, and we're going to get her put together. And I will give you, so current time is 2:52 p.m. So we'll see how long it takes to put it together. We've got everything unboxed and pretty much laid out here, and it's kind of nice because so far I haven't got into the instructions yet, but you can see everything has a sticker on it with a number, basically some indication of where it's supposed to go or where you're supposed to use it in the instructions. And then we've got our cords here. I moved the light off to the side so it didn't get broken. And it also comes with a 3-outlet power strip, which is kind of nice. I'm going to go through the instructions, and I'm going to dive into actually assembling it. I'm going to put you guys in a time lapse, unless I come across anything that is odd or may require more attention, and that way I can highlight it for you. So keep watching. We're going to work on getting all this put together. Once you get the drawer slides installed, they want you to leave the rest of the hardware, as you can see, loose until you get the whole thing assembled. The drawer slides, however, they do tell you to go ahead and tighten up. So I just went through and tightened those up. You're going to need a number 2 Phillips, which I was using a number 2 Phillips bit, my little Milwaukee impact driver, and a 10mm wrench for the nuts. A helpful hint on the power strip, these brackets back here have a screw in the top and the bottom. And if you get the brackets, the screws started and leave the brackets real loose, you can actually slide the power strip in behind it and then just tighten it down where you need it to go. That way you don't need 4 hands to try and hold the power strip and get those screws started, because the holes are not threaded. They're self-tapping screws. They're just a drilled hole for them. So hopefully that'll help you out. We'll get back to putting the rest of it together. If I have any more helpful hints, I'll bring you back. finishing touch. There we go. Nice little sign I got from it was either my wife or one of my kids for Christmas. I like it. Okay, so how sturdy is it? Once everything is tightened up, this sucker, I mean, it'll move around if you grab the top, but like side to side wobble, it's actually really sturdy. The drawer slides are nice. They've got a little detent to hold them closed. They're not real heavy duty, so a little bit of extra hardware that came with it. I can't really get the bottom of this one out easily, but the bottoms of the drawers aren't real thick. They're not going to handle a lot of weight, but for small stuff that you need on the workbench, that'd be good. And everything closes up nice, looks nice. Be careful when you tighten the screws down for the wooden pieces at the top, because if you can over tighten them really easily and pull them through the wood, and you don't want to do that. Aside from that, I've got it plugged into the outlet behind it, and then I've got the light actually plugged into the workbench itself, but that gives me 2 other outlets for anything I need small up here that I'll have up on the workbench. I'll scoot you back a little bit so you have a little better view. I like the shelf down below it because I've had this tote for years. It's got all my miscellaneous hardware, nuts, bolts, stuff like that in it. It's going to live here for sure. I used to have it up on a shelf, and man, it was a pain to get to every time you needed it because it's heavy, trying to get it down off the shelf. So being able to keep it here where I could pull it out, sit it up on the workbench, open it up, get what I need is going to be perfect. I've got a couple other totes I'm going to add here similar to this for other miscellaneous hardware, maybe some small specialty tools that I don't want to get lost in the toolbox. Also have nice handy set of some pegboard hooks so that I can go through and organize some stuff onto the pegboard of more commonly used items. These I just picked up at Lowe's because I didn't see any. I know Harbor Freight carries them. I just didn't see them at Harbor Freight when I got the workbench. So, oh, by the way, time. How long did it take to assemble? It is currently 4:52. So, that being said, I think I have to look back at the time. I've got about 2 hours in putting it all together, which wasn't too bad. When I went to tighten up all the hardware, tighten up the wood first, so the workbench top, the shelf top, the small top, and the pegboard. Tighten them up first, and that really stiffened up the workbench, and that pretty well pulled everything into square except for this. For that, instead of using a square, I actually just used 2 angle finders. I sat one on the workbench top to get a measurement of basically where the floor is to make sure it's not off, and then I leveled the top up here to the workbench top. A little bit of dirt on it. And then I used it to double check my first leg from the top of the workbench to the side of the leg to make sure that they were 90 degrees to one another. Once I knew that was correct, tightened that leg up, and then I went through one leg at a time, and by the time I tightened the first leg up, this workbench wasn't moving. So, got all that tightened up. So now I'm just going to pull out some, oh, that was close. Pull out the pegboard hooks, try and get some of the stuff that I actually use on the workbench regularly, or will use on the workbench regularly, organized. Thanks for watching, guys. Do me a favor, please rate the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, share this with your friends. And I'll be honest, for 129 bucks, I'm impressed. It seems like it's going to be a decent little workbench. I don't know if I'm going to bolt my vise to the top of it or not, because it's going to eat up some real estate. I might not, but we'll see. Otherwise, it seems to be a really nice workbench. Hopefully it'll work out well for being able to get things up where I can set the camera up and get better video for you guys, and I'm not working down on the floor, not aggravate my back. So we'll take it from there. thanks for watching, guys. Don't be afraid to get out there and get your hands dirty. You might have a little fun doing it. We'll see you on the next one.